Hi guys, I just got back from IMATS Toronto 2017 and I wanted to go through what I bought. And I was originally going to put this into my what I bought this month video, but I think I've got too many products in general and I figured let's just split it up and talk about more makeup in more videos. Now, the first place I went to was Suva Beauty, and this was a total surprise to me that they were going to be there. I didn't even realize until the night before, and I read it in somebody's blog post and I went, hang on, that's the Canadian brand that I keep seeing advertised on my Instagram. And when I say advertised, I think I keep getting linked in some of their photos or people keep recommending them to me. So when I saw they were gonna be there, I was like, yeah. One of the products that I knew for sure that I was going to be getting was their palette called Cupcakes and Monsters, and this is one of their pre-made palettes, which is a better deal. You can buy individual shadows by them, but it ends up being a pretty penny when you factor in the cost of the palette as well. Anyway, so this is Suva Beauty's Cupcakes and Monsters palette, and you can see why I bought this. Oh, it's so pretty. Beautiful rainbow colors, and they are all matte. They honestly don't look that dissimilar to Sugar Pill's shadows to me, but I am very excited to play with a Canadian brand's bright matte colors and, you know, just try something new, try something different. It's been a while since I've tried out a new brand, so I'm excited to try Suva Beauty's eyeshadows. So I bought that and I knew I was going to be getting that. And then the other thing I was sort of looking at was their Hydraliners. And I kind of hemmed and hawed over it and I just kind of decided not to buy any. But while I was checking out, I mentioned that I had a YouTube channel and I was a blogger and stuff like that. And one of the girls seemed to recognize me, and I don't know if she was just saying that to be polite, but she had noticed one of the Hydraliners that I was looking at and ended up just gifting it to me, which I thought was really, really sweet. Look at this neon color. Isn't this glorious? It's an interesting color. I had thought that it was a little bit more red, but on application it did tend to go quite pink. So this is Suva Beauty's Hydraliner, and this particular one is called Scrunchie. Oh, that makes so much more sense. Okay, so when I bought the palette, the girl came over to me and she had this little box and I didn't know what was in the box, and she's like, okay, I'm gonna give you Scrunchie because you seem to really, really like it. And I was like, why is she giving me a scrunchie? Like, I don't understand why she's giving me a hair thing. And I was kind of like, oh yeah, thank you. But I thought she was giving me like a hair bobble. It wasn't until later that I realized that she had given me one of the Hydraliners, and I was like, I should have been far more effusive in my thanks towards her. So thank you very, very much. But now I understand my confusion because this thing is called Scrunchie and I just didn't get it at the time. So their Hydraliners are water activated. This is a UV fluorescent one and the color is astonishingly pretty. So it's kind of red, mostly pink, very neon and very up my alley. I think this is gorgeous. So the only way you can activate this is by adding water to it, but once you put it on your arm, and she had swatched it on my arm, it's basically budge proof. You can rub and rub and rub and it doesn't go anywhere, but add a little bit of water and it would disappear. So this is not for like waterproof makeup, but this is gonna be so, so pretty to play with. So thank you very much for handing this to me, and if I didn't look like I was thankful enough, it's because I was very, very confused. But I am so tickled pink that I now have this to play with. So after Suva Beauty, we ended up going to Kat Von D, where I thought I was gonna maybe pick up something, but in the end I decided not to. However, my friend Julie had run over to NYX, and I had told her, get me 10 NYX Microbrow. And she's like, 10? Are you kidding? She's like, I'll get 6. And I was like, okay, fine, but I'm probably gonna go back and get more later. So anyway, she grabbed 10 NYX Microbrow in taupe for me, which sounds really, really excessive. But I mean, I'll probably go through these in about a year. I think that's about right. I mean, last Toronto IMATS, I bought 5, I think, and I had completely run out come April. So that was about 6-7 months, so I think. Geez, maybe I didn't buy enough. Anyway, I'm excited to have these stockpiled again. They were 10 bucks each, so I basically spent $100 in eyebrow pencils, which kind of like, it hurts a little bit, like it's only eyebrow pencils, but I'm stocked up for now and I'm really happy about it. So after NYX, we decided to go check out Royal and Langnickel, primarily because Sam wanted to check out their brushes, but brushes for me aren't something that is that exciting, so I was kind of like, I don't really care. But when we got there, they had some eye brushes that were for such a good price that I couldn't pass them up. And so I got 3 Royal and Langnickel eye brushes. They only go really by numbers. Oh, they do have a bit of a name. This is a Shader M19 brush. This is basically a MAC 217. This next one is the Crease M16 brush. It's a little bit fluffier, and I honestly don't tend to blend my eyeshadow very much, so I think I'll give this a shot and see if maybe that helps like diffuse some edges that I'm just not used to diffusing, or that I would rather use like a MAC 217 brush for. That being said, I think I'm very stuck in my ways and probably not inclined to learn that many new tricks, so I don't know if I'm actually going to use it. The next one is called the Super Crease. This is the M18 brush, and this is just like one of those Real Techniques deluxe crease brushes. It's a bit fluffy, a little bit fat. It'll put that mid-tone brown shade in your crease just perfectly. And these were like $4 or $5 each. These were really, really inexpensive. And the very last thing I got was some lit glitter. Now, I still haven't unpacked all of my makeup, and I couldn't really cross-reference which lit glitters I already have at this point, which is slightly problematic because I probably have about 15 to 20 of them. So I was a little like, oh geez, don't buy anything you already got because that'll just be a waste of money. So their deal in Canada is always really, really good, and it's much better than the US deal. It's actually the same deal in the US, but with the conversion, it's a much better deal in Canada. So it's 3 lit glitters for $30. Canadian or US. So if I paid US, it would be infinitely more expensive. So I did the 3 for $30, but I have 4 here because if you have a press pass or a pro card, they will give you an additional color as a thank you for, you know, being a contributor to the makeup world. And I'm pretty sure I don't have these colors, so fingers crossed I don't discover that later. But I have the shade here, Mermaid. This is, it's coming across quite silver. I'm not gonna tilt these too much or dump all over my sofa. It's more of a purple silver with a holographic glitter in it. The next one I have here is called Superfly, and this one is a blue black color with holographic glitter in it. This next one is called Goober Grape, and it's one of those more like translucent kind of shades. This is a purple color with, I would say like a teal reflect to it. And then the one that I've been trying to get my hands on, no joke, for the last 3 or 4 IMATS is Solar Blast. And for whatever reason, they didn't have it in New York. They didn't have it at last Toronto. And I was like, guys, what is happening? They're like, oh, we always forget one color behind. And I'm like, you've left Solar Blast behind for the last 2 years, as far as I can tell. This time they had it. So this is a stunning neon orange. I think this is probably gonna be my favorite glitter that I have by them. It is so incredible looking, and I'm so glad that I finally own it because it's been on my list for years now and I could just never get my hands on it. And that's everything I picked up. I really only had the opportunity to use cash at this IMATS because they moved their event back into the basement at the Metro Toronto Convention Center, and so many of the retailers' connections would not connect to their point of sale Wi-Fi network, so many places turned out to be cash only, which, you know what, is fine by me. I brought a credit card in case I needed it, but I had brought $200 in cash, and that's what I spent. I might have spent a little bit less because some people gave me change and I just threw that into my bag. But you know what, $200 is good. That's usually what I set as a ballpark for what I want to spend at IMATS, and I'm happy with what I bought. I mean, maybe this kind of like ate up a ton of my budget when it's really not that exciting, but hey, I needed it. So if you went to IMATS Toronto, let me know what you bought. I would like to hear about all the products that you were excited to pick up. Thank you so much for watching, and I will talk to you next time. Bye.